Good morning. Welcome to One Baha'i, that regular show where, I just sit back and share a few thoughts about the Baha'i faith. A few of you have asked me where it is I'm filming, and, I thought I would give you a quick tour very quickly. As you can see behind me, there's the screen that I usually use. This is my garage, actually. So there's the door. And when I'm not working on videos, I'm working on my chainmail. Let's see if I can get a good shot of that. So that's my chainmail work area. Now, today, I wanted to share a few thoughts about a quote that somebody asked me about. By the way, you can see why I use the backdrop as opposed to having the entire garage in view. I was thinking of doing this outside today, but, it's a pain to set up the camera outside. So anyways, a couple days ago, somebody asked me about about one of the hidden words. They said, "Who are the ungodly?" Now, that was a question. I just presume it's from the hidden words, Persian, number 3. So I thought I would take a look at that today. And rather than look at just the last word, I thought I would look at the entire hidden word. Because when we ask the question, who are the ungodly? To me, it brings to mind medieval persecutions, the Spanish Inquisition, any sort of racial or religious anger against the other. And when we read it in the context of the hidden word, I don't think that's what Baha'u'llah is talking about. So, Persian number 3. O friend, in the garden of thy heart, plant naught but the rose of love, and from the nightingale of affection and desire, loosen not thy hold. Treasure the companionship of the righteous, and eschew all fellowship with the ungodly. So, if we see it as a form of religious persecution, that just seems to go against everything Baha'u'llah taught. So I don't think that's what Baha'u'llah is meaning here. So to begin, I wanted to look at the preamble. I seem to be into that these days. O friend. What a fascinating way to begin. I mean, if this is somehow about being better than others, being more righteous, more closer to God, and more amazing, why not, O son of light, O son of spirit? But no, he chooses O friend. To me, it seems that Baha'u'llah is bringing himself down to our level, relating to us as a friend, or asking us to relate to him as a friend. And to me, that just implies that the hidden word is about taking that relationship, Baha'u'llah being a friend to us and us being a friend to someone else. To me, this hidden word is about how to be a true friend. O friend, in the garden of thy heart, plant naught but the rose of love. Well, isn't love the basis of all friendships? True friendships, not mere acquaintances. And imagine if all we had in our heart was love, imagine how strong our friendships would be. And then he continues, and from the nightingale of affection and desire, loosen not thy hold. Okay, I know in my culture, when we hear words like love and desire and affection, we immediately think sexuality. But I don't think that that's what Baha'u'llah is talking about. I think he means that true love, that deep heart-to-heart love. And here, that affection, that that warmth that you feel towards somebody else leads to the desire to be in their presence. But he says that these are a nightingale, a bird. And this bird, as you know, the nightingales fly around the garden singing of their love for the rose. It's a beautiful connection here to me. But if you're holding a bird and you don't hold them tightly enough, then it'll fly away. Sorry, I was just waving to one of my neighbors there. He went running by. Anyways, if you don't hold the bird tightly, it'll fly away. And really, isn't that what happens if we don't hold on to that affection and desire we feel for our friends? Doesn't that affection and desire dissolve? Doesn't the friendship get lost? I shudder to think of those people who were dear friends, whose friendship I lost because I let that affection and desire fly away. So he's reminding us of how evanescent those feelings can be, and reminding us to hold tightly to them. And then he continues, to me, this next sentence is about what type of people we want as friends and how closely we want them as friends. Because the first half is treasure the companionship of the righteous. Now, to me, first, treasure. Friendship is a treasure. And if your friends are righteous, living according to the Word of God, living according to the Spirit of God's teachings, their friendship can do nothing but enrich you. In fact, I would even venture to say that this is the true source of our wealth, the righteousness of our friends. But he doesn't say treasure the friendship of the righteous. He says treasure the companionship. And companionship, as far as I'm aware, has two different meanings. The first is that companion through your life. That, Marielle is my companion in life and in all the worlds of God. But if I'm on the bus and a complete stranger sits next to me, they too are a companion for the duration of that trip. So companionship, it could be a deep friendship, but it could also refer to a mere acquaintance, even a stranger. Just being in their presence makes them your companion. So he seems to me to be saying that we should treasure being around those who are righteous. It's interesting. I hadn't really thought of it that way before. And the second half, eschew all fellowship with the ungodly. Now, fellowship is a much deeper relationship than a mere acquaintance. To be in fellowship with somebody else means that they're very close to your heart. So we don't want the ungodly. I think I misread that a second ago. Eschew all fellowship with the ungodly. We don't want somebody who is ungodly to be that close to our hearts, do we? To me, that could do nothing but harm us. So the question then becomes, who are the ungodly? This was the question my friend asked me. And eschew means to shun, to push away. But he doesn't say this in the same way that he does with the covenant breakers. Covenant breaking is a very different issue altogether. He doesn't say cast them out. He says eschew the ungodly. Eschew all fellowship with the ungodly. So they can still be around you, but not in fellowship with you, I think. Remember, this is just my own personal interpretation. So to me, the ungodly, I don't know, it reminds me of my path in life. You see, that's a weird statement. Ungodliness reminds me of my path in life. It says something about me. But you see, I think we are all on a path moving closer to God. And to be godly means, to me, to try to be closer and closer to God, developing our virtues, striving to be better and better. To be ungodly means, to me, to be consciously and actively moving in the other direction. Now, one person asked me if this includes racists. Well, I don't know. But I don't think so, because when we consider racism or any sort of prejudice, it's based on ignorance. And really, do we want to eschew those who are ignorant? I don't think so. We want to educate them. But those people who are resisting, consciously, actively resisting this education, this knowledge, those to me seem to be more of the ungodly. There are people out there who are racist out of ignorance. I would put myself in that category. But then there are those who, despite all evidence to the contrary, refuse to overcome their prejudice and will defend to their dying breath why they are justified in their prejudice. Those are the people that I really just don't want to be around. So who are the ungodly? I don't know. To me, they're those people who actively resist becoming closer to God. It's a beautiful quote, and I think we often misunderstand it. I know in the people that I've talked with, we often misunderstood it because of the word ungodly. And we had all that Christian persecution history that we were trying to overcome in our understanding of it. So to me, just the very phrase, "Oh friend," begins to help me see it on a different level. Well, thank you very much for joining me today. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to be out in the woods a bit. We'll see what the weather's like. Please hit subscribe, hit, what's the other one? Like, share, I can't remember. Hit all those things. It does help people find the videos more easily. And if you could, please share your insights into this hidden word, as well as other pieces from the writings that you think would be interesting for me to look at. Thank you very much. Enjoy the weekend.